So if you get it all automated, it's going to take up so much of your efforts, and the keeping track of everything is hard. So yeah, automation is beautiful. Could you please elaborate a little more on automation?
Yeah, absolutely. So I usually talk about that with follow-up. There are kind of like three components of it. There is automation. So there are automated ways. And what automation means is that it is your ability to use a tool to reduce the manual tasks that you have to do. And like one of the best examples of like what an automation can be is like an email template. I'm sorry, not an email template, like a calendar scheduling link. So like when you are trying to go ahead and schedule a meeting with someone, having a calendar scheduling link takes out that manual task of going back and forth in emails to try to find the right time. That takes a lot of time and effort, and you're trying to make sure that you don't lose that email in your inbox, right? Because like we're getting out tons of emails. And so with a calendar scheduling like application link, we're able to go ahead and say, hey, can you find a time that works for you, and then book it, that automatically lands on your calendar. So that's kind of that piece of that automation. Then there's also semi-automation. So semi-automation is a combination where it's reducing manual tasks, but also is going to need a bit of a manual trigger. And so typically a semi-automated tool, I like to say, are templates. Because with a template, like an email template, in essence, you can kind of program, in essence, here's the standard language that we use, or here's the specific links that I know that I'm going to be sending a person. That, in essence, is that automation. You're already providing that information without having to manually find that link or manually having to type that same information over and over again. But the manual piece of it is being able to customize like a template to the person that you're speaking to, or you're going ahead and adding an additional information, that's relevant to that individual. So that's kind of where I talk about developing semi-automation by using templates. And then there's also delegation. And so that's when we completely remove it from our hands. We no longer do it. Like we are no longer responsible for those pieces. And so when delegation comes into play, when it comes to follow-up, it's around, getting your executive assistant to maybe do some background research on a partner that you're trying to do. Maybe they brief you of like, okay, here's the person's website, here's their LinkedIn profile. So instead of you trying to find the information, you can delegate that to the executive assistant to do that. Also, too, you can delegate to an executive assistant to say, hey, can you send this introduction to a person on my behalf? Here's the information that needs to go out to that person. You just send it on my behalf. And so part of those three pieces of automation, semi-automation, and delegation helps us to create a streamlined workflow in order to go ahead and follow up with people more effectively and efficiently.